We have reached 100,000 subscribers in our channel. We're so happy. Thanks for watching us. Soon, we'll be holding a raffle to celebrate it, so be on the lookout for it. During 1962, in the city of Salem, a little colony in Massachusetts, US, a horrifying trial started against several neighbors accused of witchcraft. What's the real story behind the witches of Salem? It all started during winter that year, when two girls of 9 and 11 years old, Betty Paris and Abigail Williams, daughter and niece of Samuel Paris, the new reverend of the village, got sick. The little girls suffered terrible convulsions, spasms, high fever. We've even heard stories that say they would walk around the house on 4 legs and bark like furious dogs. Nobody knew what was going on. Paris' cousins said they had been bewitched by some women in the village, who at night made doubles of themselves. Little after, more young girls fell ill, and they complained they felt bites on their skin. They contorted and screamed inconsistencies. Since nobody was able to explain those strange symptoms, nor cure them, there was only one explanation at the time. It had to do with the devil. There must have been witches in town. They found the answer in the book Memorable Providences, written by Reverend Cotton Mather. It tells the story of a witchcraft case in Boston of an Irish laundrywoman with the same symptoms. People believed it, and they started an investigation that had all of Salem in an atmosphere of collective craziness. The first accused was Tituba, the Paris family's slave. She had Indian origins, or perhaps she had been born in Barbados. Following Tituba, more possessed and accused people started appearing. The paranoia became bigger and bigger, and different men and women from nearby towns were accused of witchcraft, put under arrest and judged. People in town were denouncing each other, blaming their mothers, wives, and daughters. Hundreds of people were reported for serving the devil, with no evidence. In court, judges got carried along by the hysterical reaction of the Puritan community of Salem, turning rumors into actual facts. Despite the common belief, these supposed witches were not burned at the stake. According to the English law at the time, back then the US wasn't independent yet, those accused of witchcraft were punished with the gallows. The extermination of the witches took place between June and September 1962. Out of all the accused, 20 of them were executed, and some died in prison. 14 women, 5 men, and 2 dogs were found guilty of witchcraft, unhung. One of the men, more than 80 years old, was condemned and died under piles of rocks because he refused to plead. Dogs were considered agents of the witches and thought to follow their evil orders. This process went on for another year without executions, and most of the accused were absolved. Years after the trial, the judges who had passed sentence blamed their action on the fear and obsession of the people back in the day. Some researchers believe that what happened to the population of Salem was the consequence of ergotism, an illness caused by the ergot in the rye, a fungus historically related to witchcraft and all kinds of mysteries and legends. The Salem witch trials became more famous thanks to the author Arthur Miller and his work The Crucible, released in 1952 as a metaphor of the witch hunt promoted by the House Un-American Activities Committee. This committee made accusations without foundations, denunciations, interrogations, irregular processes, and blacklists against suspects of being communists. Those segments of society that were against these irregular methods denounced Senator McCarthy's processes. He based his undercover communist processes in constant suspicion, same as with the Salem trials. The story of the Salem witches has been used in many books, songs, series, and movies. One of the most recent adaptations is American Horror Story Coven. They devoted this 3rd season to tell the story of the Salem witches and their fight for survival in today's world. The Salem witch trials are a dark period in history, a sign of what mass hysteria based on rumors can do to people. A shameful massacre that we should avoid nowadays. There is nothing more dangerous than confusion and ignorance mixed together. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.